Hey everybody, it's WillBits! We're playing Ghost Trick Phantom Detective Chapter 12. It is the middle of the night! Looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Chaaat's daughter, Camilla, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. What are you doing to her, Lynn? To him, Lynn? I told Lynn what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted. That the kidnappers had been holed up in Camilla's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone. But Camilla! Why do they have Camilla? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister! I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. He's kind of both of those things. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. That poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution! It's just too much! It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists, too. Like the kidnappers winding up in and using Camilla's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could be just coincidence. And then sensing my presence, they seem to know about the powers of the dead. I just don't understand any of it. I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about distance at a time like this? Isn't he your, direct, over superior officer as the Justice Minister? I think you'd want to be careful about what you say to this guy. Look, Mr. Minister, it wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. How can I believe in you? I'm a realist. You can hear me. I'm the ghost in your head. If you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just call home and... I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer. She won't? It's complicated. That's our relationship status on the facing book. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing? But if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? It doesn't prove it. And I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? Ooh, that's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle. I figured out who it was halfway through his speech. What are you doing here? I don't know if I can... I don't know much... I'm kind of not trusting this guy lately. Miss me, baby? Inspector Cabanela? Oh, ha, oh, ha, 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 oh. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. Right, I'm going there. Hey, Detective Chaaat! Detective Chaaat, I'm so sorry. I tried. I know that you're innocent. I can't prove it. I'm so sorry. Lynn, please, don't apologize to me. The beautiful love between a teacher and student. It brings a tear to my eye. Okay, I want to go over... I want to talk to... I can't reach Chaaat. Lynn. What's up, Lynn? According to what I heard, Emily was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight. Those horrible kidnappers, they were lying in wait for her. But Emily didn't go out after all. She couldn't. She had a fever. Huh, so the kidnappers grabbed Camilla by mistake instead? Apparently, Emily and Camilla are about the same age. The kidnappers must have gotten the two of them mixed up. It's my fault. I hadn't asked Camilla to do that errand for me. This never would have happened. All right, you asked her to bring the music box. Camilla. Okay. Can we talk to you? I bet you're not very useful. My poor Emily, is she all right? Actually, the girl who was kidnapped is named Camilla. Why is a dream talking to me in my head again? Wait a minute, Emily? Could that be the Emily next door? Yeah, I think so. Oh, I didn't know that just minister lived next door. No, not me, my wife. It's, complicated. Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she left him. The minister's wife ran away on him? Maybe they grew apart, what with him being so busy. Yeah, I bet you're right. Please stop gossiping about me inside my own head! Funny. Alright, well, we're gonna hop in this guard spear for now. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanela, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Chaaat could never have done such a thing. Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true, and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty. And two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? If that's the case, why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons? So are all those rumors about you true? That the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. That's enough, Lynn. But Detective Chaaat! I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But... Alright, he's close enough that I can talk to him now. What's up, Chaaat? So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened, something about a kidnapping. Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's the demand? The carrying out of your execution. Tonight. I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple. Why not? Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camilla. What? Camilla? I checked it out for myself. I'm positive. No, it can't be! And by the way, Camilla told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camilla herself. What? What are you talking about?
Don't listen to him! I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Alma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camilla won't have to suffer any more after tonight.
For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It'll just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours. Is it true? What Camilla said? Why don't you tell us what you know? Time for some chats about the murder 5 years ago.
To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Alma's, birthday. We came home from work, and she went in first. What was that noise? Huh. I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camilla. Just the two of them.
So the little lady's mother died right in front of her. Oh my, that's so horrible.
Camilla told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to. Made an impossible move.
An impossible move? Did somebody set that up? Did somebody else have the powers of the dead?
It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's what I'd convinced everyone of. Even me. But tonight, you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before.
The powers of the dead, right?
That day, in that room, powers that I didn't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries.
Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about those powers. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know. The kidnappers who abducted Camilla knew about those powers.
This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was.
Detective Chaaat! There's still time before dawn. A little anyway. How about you see this case through the end? Through to the end! Before you die.
Ugh. Camilla was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption.
The first was, of course, the firing of that gun.
Right, that was an antique gun I'd had on display for years.
So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday.
And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid.
Cupid? Stupid Cupid. Does it move in the flashback? Oh yeah, it's facing the other way.
It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design and then manipulated it.
I don't know what to say.
I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camilla. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in.
What did you change? What kind of adjustment?
The gun, of course.
The gun, huh? Come to think of it.
There was no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption, but one thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking.
So that gun really did shoot Alma.
I hid the gun before I went to the police.
You hid it?
I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective.
What? You mean?
And that detective still thinks it's a music box.
So that's what was in the box, huh?
I got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police. My own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. Did you shoot your dead wife's body again with the gun? When I was all done, I turned myself in. Wow. So that's kind of heavy and also terrifying.
Detective Chaaat, is what you told us just now true?
Yes, of course.
In that case, there's still time.
Still time?
Time to solve the case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Chaaat. And of course, little Camilla didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there. And I'm gonna prove it. For Camilla's sake.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you, Detective Chaaat.
Lynn, where is that music box now?
In Timsic Park. Camilla left it there.
That gun is important evidence. You'd better go pick it up.
Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Sizzle, take care of Detective Chaaat. And do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side.
And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say. Alright, what are you guys gonna talk about?
What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate.
A little change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something.
But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back at the prison, everybody's waiting for you with this special seat just for you, baby.
Then I guess we'd better prove my innocence on the double.
On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend.
I want to save Camilla in more ways than one. And that's all there is to it.
I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What say to you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision?
What?
Should the execution be carried out tonight should the execution be carried out tonight as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in?
The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement.
As you wish, Your Excellency.
Please, don't bow down to me. And especially not that low.
In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind?
Yes, sir! Right, I'll get it immediately! Here we go! Did you just carry that with you somewhere? Where'd you get that chair from?
The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmate?
Can we sufficiently distract him? Let's see what this says. I'm glad to see Detective Chaaat all fired up now. But I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Chaaat's innocence, it will be meaningless if Chaaat or Camilla dies. I've got to do something about that kidnapping. Somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here. That's what I was gonna do. Most likely the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped.
But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it.
Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister.
Prove it? How?
I doubt his wife is ever going to answer that phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right. But a telephone works in both directions.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost.
Yeah?
I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who can change this situation.
Gee, detective.
For these past 5 years, Camilla is the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me?
I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter. But is there a way? So clearly we've got to go through the... Hello? Yeah, there we go. We're going to go into the phone. No, we don't want to talk to you. Phone. Let's see if we can actually go back to her apartment. And maybe get her to do something. Just as I thought. Is it Christmas here? How appropriate. It's a Christmas story. This little girl is safe in her bed. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. This last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Chaaat's heart, and the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight is related back to me in some way. And I bet this mistaken-ridden abduction does too. Oh, and that's the chapter. I thought I was going to get to do something here first, but well, find out next time when we see if we can't convince a drunkard author and her adorable daughter to convince their husband that everything is fine. See you then.